My name's Tori, and I work at Crystal Nugs, the delivery part of Crystal Nugs.
My name's Jesse, and I work at Crystal Nugs. Woo! Probably since, well, my first time ever doing it and consuming it was like end of like junior year. Like probably like 17, basically,
Yeah,
like
same.
17.
Mine was in high school too, 17.
Yeah.
Mine's terrible, but you can go first.
Mine's horrible too.
It's so
My
bad.
first time was with 3 of my brothers. Well, my friends, but you know, my brothers. And we were at my mom's house, and one of my friends brought it, and it was the first time ever. And I used to be the guy that used to be like, I'll never smoke, because my parents smoked, and I was like, no, I'll never smoke. That's not me, you know, like whatever. But you know, as you get into high school, you kind of want to have fun, you know what I mean? So I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. Like, so first off, it was raining, like hella bad. We couldn't smoke inside the house because, you know, my mom's there. So we couldn't smoke inside the garage. And then so we're basically kind of, you know where the gutter's at on the top of your roof, you know? So we're kind of underneath there, just rolling it up, and it's hella cold, hands are shaking. And so basically we were smoking, and then we went to the house, and then my friend was like, I'm hungry, like, and I was like, I am too. So we ended up going to Jack in the Box. We got munchie meals. But for some reason, because I live on this road, it's called La Riviera, it's like a very long road. For some reason, that road felt like 30 minutes, when really it's like 2 minutes. But that thing felt so long, just, you know what I mean? And we're all just sitting there laughing. We got to Jack in the Box. We do our orders, and we go there. My friend hands the person the money, but then like he almost drives away. And I was like, whoa, what are you doing? Like, we haven't even got our shit yet. Like, and he's like, oh. So we drive back, and so then we got our food. We're driving home. That road felt like 45 minutes going back, because then I started getting a little sleepy. It was like 1 a.m., you know? So then we get home, and we're eating. I forgot what we were watching. We were watching some funny movie, but man, we were just like, there's 4 of us, so we were just laughing in the living room the whole time. And I was, in the back of my head, I'm just like, I know my mom's probably like, these guys are high or something, because she's been smoking weed for a long time. Who goes out at 1 a.m. and go get, you know what I mean, and comes back giggling as shit, you know? So, you know, maybe not, she was asleep, whatever, but the whole time we're just sitting there laughing. We stayed up till like 4 a.m. And then all I remember, man, is just like eating and then waking up to like half of my munchie meal like on my shoulder. It's just knocked out. My friend just arms across, like just laying, and my friend's on the floor, just everybody's just knocked out. So it was just like, it was a fun experience, you know, but it was just like, yeah, it was like a very fun experience, but it was just like so funny because it's like, I felt like I didn't even remember the night, but it's like, I can remember it now, but just at that moment, I was like, what did I do last night, you know, like, but it was all time, like, one of the great experiences ever, and that's why, like, I continue using cannabis, because it's not, like, you know, it's kind of an enjoyment. It relaxes me, you know what I mean? Like, it calms me. I can have fun with it, you know, and it's not like a serious drug where it's like, you know, gonna really affect me like that, you know. It just kind of calms me down and keeps me at ease a little bit. Yeah.
My experience. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. But basically, I was kind of the same way. Like, my parents were very much like kind of anti-drug, you know, like my mom was a single mom, you know, kind of raising us up. So she was like, don't do drugs, you know, go to school, like do your shit. And so I feel like, I remember I was so, I just like did not like it at all, and my boyfriend was smoking, and I was like, I don't understand why you do that. Like, I was just so judgmental, I don't even know why. And yeah, I was like 17, and this one time my friends kind of like pressured me into doing it, and I was with a bunch of my guy friends. There's no girls except for me, and we're all kind of just sitting around and like pull like a bong out, and they're like, okay, like, you know, smoke it, or they kind of light it for me too, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing, you know, kind of like freaking out. And they're like, no, just like do it, just inhale it, you know, and I'm like, okay, so I smoke it, of course. And I remember at first I was fine, but then like maybe, yeah, again, like it seemed like time was going so slow. So I don't really know how much time it really was. It probably was like a minute, but it felt like it had been 30 minutes. And I was just like staring at the wall, just kind of like in a daze. And I remember my boyfriend made cookies, like chocolate chip cookies. They smelled so good. That's what I remember. I was like, oh, like these cookies smell so good. And he comes into the room and he's like passing them out. And then my friend's like, no cookies for you or whatever, just kind of joking around. And I just start bawling, crying, like super bad, ugly crying. Like just like, I can't believe I can't have any cookies. Like it was so bad for like 30 minutes in front of all these guys. And they're just like, why the hell would you tell Tori she can't have any cookies? Like they were hella mad. Like they were all like punching each other, just like, don't say that to her. Like I can't believe you'd say that. And I was just like, I literally couldn't stop crying. I was so embarrassed because I was like crying, but I was like, I don't even know why I'm crying. Like I don't even like cookies that much. Like I don't even know what's wrong with me right now. But I was just tearing up. I could not stop like the water flow. And they were just like, we'll never smoke with you again, Tori. Like that was like the worst experience. And it ended up being fine. I think we got some food and stuff afterwards, and it like kind of wore off after like an hour or two. But I feel like my friends, none of my guy friends wanted to smoke with me after that because I just cried in front of them, and they all just like, it was like 6 guys just consoling me, like, you can have cookies, Tori, it's fine. And I was just like, oh. So yeah, that was my first experience, sadly.
You probably scared them. They were
I know,
like,
they were like, shit, what's wrong with her? Why is she crying?
How strong is this?
I know.
I don't even remember what it was. Like, I think there's some roaches in it and some, just not something I should have smoked for my first time.
They were like, I'm not smoking again. I think I'm done after this.
Yeah, they're all done. They're like, we need a break. This is my first, job in the industry with cannabis, so about a year, when did I get hired? In November, so it's been like a year and a few months now, 2 months.
Yeah, it'd be a year for me too. We kind of started around the same time. Mm-hmm. We both worked at Adidas too. We also worked at
Jenna.
Adidas. Yes, with Jenna. But we also worked at Adidas, and she's families with Maisha. So I seen that, they were looking for drivers, and I was like, why not? Like, give it a try. I'm 21. Like, I can try, you know what I mean? Like,
recruiting people. I was like, come on over.
Yeah, like,
I know you guys all smoke.
I smoke, I think smoking's cool. Why not? Like, just give it a try, So they were like, I set my application, and I asked her, and then she got me in right away. And then I did an interview with Brian, and Brian's an awesome dude, Like, he gave me everything. Like, going into the interview was just kind of a little scary, you know what I mean? Because I was like, I've never been in this field before, So he basically just broke it down, and like how, Jenna, our employee, said, like, it's really chill, like there's not that much like stress to be doing here, So like, yeah, it's been a solid year. It's been a solid year for both of us. So we started around the same time. We were both delivery drivers. We both worked really, really hard, you know what I mean? And we moved our way up. We stayed with these guys. We rocked with these guys for so long because, like Maisha, Chris, Brian, Mel, they're like family to us. Like, they're like parents to us, So it was kind of cool, So a good solid year for both of us. Man,
I think just the growth, like there's just so much changes in cannabis all the time, and I feel like even I just like can never stop learning. Like I'm always trying to like listen to like a cannabis podcast or read, and just kind of like, even with my own grandpa kind of going through cancer and just a lot going on, I feel like I've been using it even with anxiety, like just so much. Like I learned about tinctures. I had never even heard of that before. Like I was kind of just very much a bong user, just pre-rolls, keeping it simple. And so I just like, I'm so into edibles and so into just so many things now. And I'm like just amazed with like just the changes that have happened in this industry and just the growth. And, I'm just excited for hopefully it to become federally legal at one point, and we can just continue to grow in that type of way, especially with we carry so many black owned brands,
Yeah.
So I feel like it's amazing to kind of be the only one really in Sacramento that's carrying as much as we do and working with so many minorities,
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like working in the cannabis industry. It's kind of like, it's very like family, honestly. Very, very family. Like, you know what I mean? Like even like what me and you guys first coming in here was like family, It's never like an awkward or like strictly business type of vibe, Like even other businesses in here, I talk to all these other guys, all the other managers, it's like family. It's never like a, hey, how you doing? Like, you know, and just walking away. It's always like, hey man, how you doing? Giving a hug or, you know, giving a dap or anything. So that's what I really kind of see it as now, you know what I mean? Like you know, like she said, like I always listen to cannabis podcasts, you know, I have cannabis stocks, all of that, you know, like, so like learning it, and thank God it was a family type of vibe, because that's, you know, that's the type of person I am. It made me more interested into it, you know, like, and even just learning the business wise of it, you know, seeing how she said it, seeing it grow and everything, and just seeing a lot of people change their mind about it, you know, like coming from like, you know, an older style, you know, like smoking is just like a horrible drug and all that. But then now, you know, you meet those people, you know, around that time where like, you know, well, you know, it's time for me to try it, you know, like, you know, my grandmother, she didn't do it for a while, but she got just back into it because now she enjoys it a little bit more. It's relaxing, you know, like, and all that. So I think that's the very cool part, when you see somebody change their mindset on the cannabis.
For sure.
Yeah. That it means a lot, honestly. It really does. Like coming in, like I said, I didn't really know much about the cannabis industry. So like when I first heard like we were the first black-owned cannabis, you know, spot, it was just kind of like, wow, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it kind of made me think of it like, why isn't there that many? You know, like, is there like, you know, there must be an obstacle that's really tough to get past to, you know, be able to do this. And especially working for a black woman-owned business, you know what I mean? Like, it's even more of a plus, like, you know, like, because, you know, like, you know, women, you know, in this world now get a lot of shame still to this day, you know, and like, don't think you can do a lot of things because you are a woman and all that, or even a black woman especially, you know, like, or minority woman. It's really hard, but like, you know, working for Maisha, like, it opens me up to more about knowing even more about women, you know what I mean? Like, knowing like things that are like, you know, wrong, or things that, you know, not to say, or things that go on in their life that us males don't get, you know, don't experience that much. So like learning that, you know what I mean, and working for her was like probably one of the best things ever in my life, you know, like it's all time, like probably great time in my life being here. Yeah.
I mean, for me, I feel like, you know, I've kind of helped Maisha. I've known her for a while. My mom and her were best friends in high school, so she's kind of, you know, rose me up to be who I am today. But I feel like I've always tried to help her in all of her ventures. She's kind of got a little fashion thing on the side, so I've been helping with that for a long time. But I've always felt, you know, just inspired by her in so many types of ways, just because it's like, I don't really see a lot of black women like me doing that, you know, like kind of like challenging the norm, you know. It's weird. You just see kind of people like Oprah and kind of people who do like very like book clubs or like that type of stuff, but it's like, you know, I want to see people like me who are really just doing something different, you know, and just really out there like experiencing things for the first time. Like, she's challenging herself by going out and doing a lot of these things for the first time. And not only that, but she is helping other people like along the way. Like, she's coaching us along the way, and coaching, you know, even Miko out there too, you know, like they're working together to kind of be the first, you know, and I can only imagine like the pressure that they're feeling. And I feel like for me, like, you know, working at Adidas, working at so many other jobs, I've been in management for a long time. I've always felt like, you know, my voice wasn't heard, you know, like it doesn't really matter what I say, that people aren't really gonna hear what I have to hear. You know, I even worked at, you know, a sporting goods store where I was selling guns and I was doing all that type of stuff. So it's like, I had to do a lot of paperwork, and people would never take me seriously. They're like, you know, you're a girl, you know, you don't know what you're talking about. So it's kind of inspiring to see someone like me kind of just always just taking on something new, you know, never saying no to herself, you know, kind of just always pushing herself to do more. And it makes me want to be more, you know, makes me want to do more for myself as well, and grow with her and help her grow this company, you know, like that's what's inspiring to me, coming to Crystal Nugs all the time. And, you know, even bringing my friends, I'm trying to do the same thing, you know, bring my homies along the way, and, you know, we can all rise up, we can all make money, we can all, you know, be relaxed with weed, you know. So I definitely love working here. It's, you know, it's just inspiring.
It's a very great vibe.
Like even just listening to Jenna and Jimmy earlier, I was inspired. I almost started crying back there, because I was like, just seeing my friends, you know, like really like have their lives changed in some type of way. It's just like, oh, I'm about to start crying just thinking right now.
Especially like even just like it not just being only like, you know, black, you know, like black people here, you know what I mean? It's like minorities are here too. It's the, you know, we accept all, and it's just like, that's how it is, you know. Sometimes like, you know, not a lot of black people are accepted in businesses, or even black women, you know. It's really hard to get into some things, but it's like here, like, you know, Maisha, like she said, like she pushes herself so much. Like it's starting
crazy.
from here, just only being at the business and just, you know, selling like, you know, different products, and then from her rising to getting her own product, then for her rising to be, you know, getting in business with Miko, then her rising, you know, even getting this able to get this interview. It's just like, it's just wow. Like, you know, like what else can she do? But she's always thinking of more, no matter what. Like, we think she's done, but she's not.
Yeah, she's got like 10 other things on the
she
side
comes to
that
us
she's
with something.
working
And what I love about her the most is that she's also like a spirited black woman. She showed me so many, you know, like, I didn't really know much about sage. I didn't know much about crystals and all that, but like she's into all that, and it like changed my life, because she's like, you know, like we have energies, we have spirits and all that, like, you know, and, you know, bring in good vibes here and like all of that. So that's like when we come here, it's really never a bad vibe here. Never. Like, she'll come here, she'll sage everything, she'll make sure everybody's good, everybody has great energy, and it's like, just even her being able to do that, come and check in on us and make sure we're all good, it's just like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, she's the face of the company, and that's what she should be, you know what I mean? She's like, she's awesome. Like, she's really awesome. She's like a second mom to me. She's really, I can ask her about life skills, anything else, and she's always there, no matter what.
Business, stocks, they help us with it all.
Anything, yeah. I would say, yeah, don't give up. Like, you know, I know, and right now, like, being in this industry, like, even growing up, you know, before all this was even allowed, like, you know, like, everybody that did sell weed, you know, on the streets and all that was, you know, known as a bad person, you know. But it's just like, then it was different, you know. They were hustling for themselves, you know, to get their own money. And if they had that opportunity now, you know, like, to be able to have all the things they can have to start a business to actually be in the weed industry, it's like they would probably do it back then, you know. So like now, like, getting up, like, don't let people like judge you by like the color of your skin, like, just because, you know, like, oh, I want to start a cannabis company, like, and people are gonna be like, wow, like, you want to be that guy, you know what I mean? You want to be into the drugs, you want to do the drug stuff, like, you know what I mean? Or, you know, people are gonna look at you different. That don't matter, you know what I mean? Like, I tell all my employees, you live your own life, you know what I mean? Like, you're your own person, you know, you go after what you want to go after. So that's what I would tell them, is just like, you know, don't give up, don't let people bring you down, and just keep rising. Like, you know what I mean? You're gonna make your own kingdom, you know what I mean? Like, nobody else is gonna try to help you. There's gonna be people that are gonna try to stop you, you know, destroy you, knock you down, make you feel some way just because they see you rising. And that's the thing, like, you just gotta get over that, and, you know, and you gotta keep pushing. So I just tell them, like, don't give up, no matter what, don't give up. Minority, black, you know, white, any type of race, like, that wants to go into this industry, do not give up, because there's always gonna be a rise at the end. I promise you that.
I mean, I wish I had some really good advice, because I feel like I just got lucky, you know? Like, I just happen to have someone who's on my side and someone who's like advocating for me. Honestly, you know, join our Crystal Nugs team, you know, but I feel like definitely, you know, just get out there, like, same as Jesse was saying, like, don't take no for an answer. There's so many times I feel like I've been told no, you know, I can't do things, you know, you're from a certain area, you're from a certain, you know, whatever situation, you know, so, and just obviously the color of your skin too, I feel like definitely, you know, makes people think a certain type of way about you. But, you know, I think also just being in like the whole delivery part of it, people don't really see our faces, you know, so I feel like that kind of helps in some type of way, because it's like they just see our customer service, like they just kind of hear us on the phone, or they're kind of just going through our website and just kind of like seeing advertising and stuff. So hopefully, you know, that is like a good push for us to kind of like get our feet into there, you know. But I definitely appreciate Maisha kind of like, you know, promoting the whole like black aspect of us. Like, I feel like that's a lot of the customers that call too. Mm-hmm. They're kind of always just being like, wow, I'm so shocked that you guys are black owned or you're woman owned. Like, that's the reason I picked you guys, you know? So to kind of hear that all the time is honestly just like, you know, from coming from a perspective where you don't hear that all the time, or even, yeah, jobs where you don't hear that all the time, it's weird to hear customers be like, that's why I'm working with you, because I love black people, you know, because I love black women, like I support you. Like there's sometimes literally they will like go on for like 15 minutes about how much they like love Maisha and they love, you know, what she's doing and they love us, you know, like we get lots of thank you texts, thank you or smiley face texts, you know, and that type of stuff, just being like, we appreciate every single thing that you guys are doing for the culture, you know. So, you know, that is enough for me to kind of just be appreciative.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, I don't like to make it a race thing, but I feel like, you know, I went to a very majority white school, and I feel like the kids that did do weed there, even in college, it was very much like, oh, they're a stoner, you know, but like with the black kids, it was like, oh, they come from shitty families, or like they need help, or like they are on drugs, or like they're depressed, or whatever, you know, like there was like these other like just like narratives that kind of came with being, I assume, you know, the color of your skin. And I feel like I got that too, and that's another reason why, you know, I feel like my mom really pressured me to kind of be like, don't fit the stereotype, you know, like don't, you know, which in a way I kind of don't want to be a stereotype, but also in a way that's just who I am, you know, like I'm just a black woman, and that's just what comes with being a black woman. Sometimes is people are going to think I'm angry, people are going to think I'm sassy for no reason, you know, that's just how it is. Like, so I kind of like to own that now, you know, like especially in this industry, people kind of like that, you know, they like that you're like real with them, that you're kind of like, you know, we're homies, you know, we're chill here. So it's like I feel like before I might have suppressed that part of myself, but going forward now I try and really just, and seeing, you know, obviously Maisha and Brian and all the other people around us, seeing them kind of flourish in that type of way, it makes me want to be more proud to be black, you know, and kind of like show our blackness.
Yeah, no, most definitely. Yeah, I just say like community-wise, you know, like I said, there's a lot of like hardships in it, you know, like a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people look at you like as if like, you know, you're a black guy that works at a cannabis place, you're most likely a drug dealer, you know what I mean? Like even though you got the certification, even though you work at somewhere that's legit, they still look at you that way, you know what I mean? And which is like, I always used to like to tell my mom, you know, like, because my mom is Mexican and Filipino, you know, like I always like to tell her, like, I like people that judge me like that. Go ahead, because like until you meet me and see exactly who I am, then you're gonna change your mind. And that's the most wonderful thing ever. You know what I mean? When people judge you and then they actually see who you are and then they feel stupid, you know, like damn, like this dude isn't really like that. You know what I mean? Like he actually knows his knowledge in the cannabis. It's not just all about drugs and getting high. No, there's more to it. It's, you know, it can help anxiety, it can help arthritis, it can help cancer. You know what I mean? Like, so. Like coming from like the community wise, you know, we still get people that are like, you know, not really okay with it, you know what I mean? Which is fine. We're not gonna shame you, you know what I mean? There's no shame in anything, you know, you see it from your point of view, you see it from your point of view, you know? So I just say like, just stay strong out there. Like, you know, I know it's gonna be hard being black, you know, Mexican, you know, like minority wise, all of that. Like I know it's gonna be hard to even try to be in this type of business because of like all the shame you get just like by the color of your skin, which is, you know, take it as an advantage, because, you know, when you rise, then they're gonna see like, damn, he actually did that. Like, you know what I mean? Even through all the shit he's been through, all the stuff he's been through, he still rised up. Like Maisha, she's still rising up, and she's gonna be the, you know, the face of like being the first black woman owned, you know, history, you know what I mean? Like she's gonna be known for that, you know what I mean? Like coming through the years of all this stuff going on, you know, like, you know, for like black people, our Black Lives Matter, you know, protests, like all of that stuff, like all the Trump stuff going on, like her even being throughout these years and pushing still with this business. So when she gets to the point where she's done, you know, and she has her business, you know, it's rise and everything, people are gonna look back like, wow, she went through those years of all those hardships, you know, people, especially of all the race, like, you know, the racist stuff going on right now. Like
we were doing this during the Black Lives Matter protests as well. So.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, her going through all that and still being able to rise, and then, you know, people like I said, you guys reaching out and really like wanting to get into, you know, knowing all that business is just like, it's fantastic. You know what I mean? Like even from your guys' point of view, you guys see her as like, wow, like she's actually doing something really big and she's still going, like, you know? So yeah, that's what I say is, you know, like for the black community, man, like and minority community, just keep pushing, no matter what. You know, like there's always gonna be shame in this world. Who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you gotta be, like my mom taught me, you kill them with kindness, you know, be yourself and, you know, be a nice person, always be respectful. That's my biggest thing, is always be respectful. All these guys know that. No matter what, like, you know, I want my employees to be respectful to everybody. Even if they give you shame or any of that, you know, you kill them with a smile and say, you know, have a nice day, and go on about your day. You know what I mean? So that's what I tell the Black community and the minority community, is just be yourself, man, be respectful, and you will rise, like you will.
Yeah, and to go back to your question, I feel like, you know, definitely with the war on drugs, it has set some type of, like, you know, view that a lot of people look at cannabis, but I think we're trying to change that. Like, I think that's what we're working towards, is to have a different type of, you know, like we can sell products specifically for women, you know, we try and do a lot of girlier things, a lot of, you know, things that make, you know, cookies and stuff that like is kind of changing the way that weed used to be looked like, you know.
Yeah, even supporting the other little small, you know, Black businesses. It doesn't even have to be like, it doesn't even have to be in the cannabis. You know, we support every Black business. We have friends of our own that have Black businesses, you know, there are Black people that have their own business, and, you know, we support them. We'll repost them on our page and everything, just because it's like, it doesn't have to be, you know, cannabis. We want to see the Black community rise no matter what, and that's what Maisha pushes towards us. You know, it's just not about cannabis, it's about the Black community, period.
Yeah,
you know,
we're
so
trying to change the way that we look
at most definitely. Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Brian, Mel, Chris, and Maisha, man. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, you know, and actually letting me be a part of them, and actually making me feel like family. Like I said, those guys are like second parents to me, all of them, like a mom, dad, all of that. So thank you guys, like really honestly, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I can say the same thing, is that Maisha has always been, I feel like, behind me, kind of like pushing for me to like be more. I feel like all my mom's friends, you know, like it's kind of a thing. Maybe it's just, you know, just a group thing. They're just like, we want our kids to be great. We want the best for them, you know. So I just love that they even gave me this opportunity to come in. When I was working at my other job, I was working 40, you know, plus hours, like kind of draining myself so much. So I was just like so exhausted with that job, and I don't think I even realized it until I came here. And then I was like, wow, like I didn't realize how much I was like just kind of not really looking at my own needs. Like I was putting all my needs into this business and not realizing that they're not really giving me anything back, you know, like they're not trying to work with me in any type of way, even though I'm constantly working long hours, I'm constantly staying late, I'm doing the most, you know. So it's like coming here and having them really appreciate me for who I am, you know, not expecting me to be anything else, not trying to change me in any type of way, you know, that's something that I appreciate, not only from, you know, family and friends, but like obviously my bosses too, you know, like I'm just grateful that they even gave me this opportunity to just be myself, you know, which you think is weird, like that you have to even ask a business to let you be yourself, you know, but then I didn't realize how much I was just suppressing that part of myself until now. And I'm just like, wow, they really just like love us for us. They love who we are, you know, like they love that we're watching anime in here, like just chilling, you know, like
they bring us snacks, you know, they'll bring us things.
Like smoke together, you know, like just have a good time. So, you know, I definitely would say, even for people who are looking to like find another job or to get a job in cannabis, like find a job in cannabis that you actually appreciate, you know, that you want to make a change in, you know, because that's like family. That's what, it becomes like family to you at one point.
Yeah.